What's up everyone on YouTube? Today let's talk about Elon Musk, another billionaire. This guy's very interesting, and this is a story about a man who made it with his money. He made a lot of money already, and rather than go off and spend that money on mansions or islands, this man decided to go out, take all of his money and plow it into a new company called Tesla, and literally put in his last dollar into this company to make it work, because he literally knew that if he didn't, no one else would. He couldn't get anyone else to back or invest this thing, and he had to do that to take it to the next level or it would go bankrupt. And this is, it's such an interesting story. So let me go into some of the details about Elon Musk's life and why it's interesting, and how it's important to understand what fuels this man to success. So again, if you like these sort of videos, hit the subscribe button down below, leave it a like, and let's get started. Okay, so Elon Musk is a very interesting man. First off, he has photographic memory. So he was born as a genius in certain ways. So what you'll find here is that to get rich to a millionaire level, you do not need to be exceptionally gifted intellectually. You have to have some advantage, whether it's exceptional work ethic, street smarts, or a combination of factors. But a billionaire level, oftentimes you see that they have to have something exceptional. Oftentimes it's something intellectual, but not always. Look at Oprah Winfrey. The world's opened itself up so that billionaires even, they don't have to be necessarily super smart, but sometimes they are. And so about 40% of billionaires have not graduated college, but those who have graduated from highly prestigious Ivy League schools, whether it's because their parents were rich or because they managed to get there themselves. And there's more and more billionaires nowadays coming out of Asia. Apparently in this last year, the percent growth of billionaires in Asia has shot up from like, it's like 1,000-fold, something like that, which is ridiculous. And a lot of these billionaires, oftentimes, they've been shown to not have gotten much education, or in terms of being intellectually gifted mathematically or anything like that. It's not the case. Oftentimes you don't need that to start a business and run it. Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, he was an English school teacher, and what he did to create this company was he had a huge vision, he had a great plan, he understood how to compete, and these are business savvy tactics. It's not like you need to compute calculus or anything like that. So I think that's something you need to keep in mind. And it brings up another huge point. Like, I see this a lot. I recently saw in the comments of a video, and it was a video about billionaires, and it really just ticked me off. And it's one of those huge common misconceptions. It's like, this is verbatim what he said. He said, being a billionaire is not hard. All you need is a great idea. And that just ticked me off so much. If it's so easy, then why aren't you a billionaire? It's not that easy. Everyone wants to be a millionaire or billionaire, but they don't want to go through all the stuff, all the knowledge necessary in order to consume it. Warren Buffett, he's also a billionaire, if you guys don't know. He said, if you want to be like me, you have to read all this stuff in a day. And right next to him, he had like a stack of papers like this high. And he says, I guarantee you, not most people aren't going to do it. And so he sort of has that, I guess, barrier to entry just naturally, where he enjoys doing this sort of stuff, and on top of that, he understands it needs to be done. And so he has a vast knowledge of the business universe beyond what you can even comprehend, because he apparently reads hours every day. um, and he's been doing it for 80 years. And he had a huge early start to begin with, starting at 4 or 5 years of age, and by the time he was like 12 or 13, he had read every book in the Omaha Public Library on investing. So it's that sort of stuff, and it's like I think people like to pull out theories themselves, and they just like to assume things. And this guy is something I've seen numerous times. A lot of people, like, they say, oh, it's so easy to become a billionaire, you just need a great idea. And it's like, no, ideas are plentiful. Ideas are something that everyone has. What you'll find often when people start companies and they have this great idea is that all of a sudden they realize, once they actually take action and start a company, is that there's already a bunch of competitors in other states or other countries who have already come up with this unique idea, and they're already executing on it. It's not as unique as you think, whatever it is that you're doing, and it's more so than that. No matter how unique your idea is, oftentimes it's subtle nuances in making your idea into a business model that's unique and competitively advantageous, so that your competitors cannot copy it, and that serves your customer or whoever uses your website or service or product to the best extent possible, and satisfies your customer to the best extent possible. So back to our topic, to Elon Musk though. This man, so he has photographic memory. He can literally look at a few pages and then just understand them. So he has a great advantage in that way, and he's obviously intellectually gifted. So there are a class of people who are just like it or not, parts of them are just, they just lucked out. Now, having said that, you do not want to use this as discouragement to just throw up your hands and say, well, I'm going to give up. That's what losers do. That's what people who want the comfort in life, who never want to push beyond obstacles to achieve the success that they want, that's what they do. They just stop trying, and they pull out these excuses to comfort them and give them excuses to live in their comfort zone. You don't need to be a billionaire. Making enough money to be a millionaire is possible for you if you're willing to. The first step is to believe. The second step is to start working towards it and realizing it's not easy. And the third step, start learning. And so, just to further explain the point, Warren Buffett and Elon Musk, these people were both, I would say, people who had gifts just naturally by how they were wired and born to succeed. And so, putting that aside though, Elon Musk started PayPal, which I'm sure you are familiar with. If you're not, it's a electronic payment service online that's huge. Like almost most online retailers, or any service or product that you could buy online at one point, most of them had the option of buying through PayPal. And honestly, it's one of those things that's just like so easy to understand. It's like the reason why this system, PayPal, worked better than a lot of the others, and it's one of the reasons why most things work better than others, is because it served the user, the customer, the absolute best. All the other services out there right now, it's all oftentimes more convoluted, and you don't want to go through all the trouble. PayPal is very easy. Like, you sign up for an account, you put in your credit card information, and then every time you use it, you just hit that one button, log in, and you've paid for the item. It's very easy and quick, and I think this is one thing that most businesses don't understand. And it's one thing that's it's one of those things I don't want to tell people, because it's like one of those secrets. But it's one thing that I've picked out from reading and watching successful people like Sam Walton, one of probably one of the people who's made the most money through a business in history, and then gave it to all his children. And again, it's so horrible how all these people they immediately throw out these accusations when I say stuff. Like one time I did a quote on the Walton family and his children, and immediately I get a backlash from just another person online, and he's just like, I hate his freeloading children. What a horrible children that they just inherited their money. And these people are just so consumed with jealousy and greed. It's just like, it's not, first off, it's not going to help you. Second off, how dare you assume that they're horrible people and that they're doing horrible stuff with their money. And this is a kid who obviously, if he got that money, he probably would be using it in more horrible ways than that, spending it on himself. And if you actually research these children, they actually grew up, a lot of their time was spent with Sam Walton building up this company before they were making a lot of money. And they spent their time building up this company and working for this company. And one of his children went through school and became a lawyer. That takes a lot of work and intellectual challenges to do so. And so it's a lot of misconceptions out there about these people. So just to wrap it up real quick, Elon Musk, he founded PayPal, finally got a lot of money, and one thing he decided to do was plow all his money into Tesla. At first, he didn't have to put all of his money into Tesla. Tesla's an electronic car company, and now it's just it's grown into this very successful company. But at the time, it was a company that really just it didn't know where it was going. Like it was in a new market. Electronic cars was something that was far off. Like people thought it couldn't work. It didn't work, and there came a point finally after this business had been going for quite a while where it was just like, we need more money, and it wasn't paying off as expected given the money that was put in, and no one wanted to touch it with the 10-foot pole. No one wanted to invest money, and he had to put in all his money to a point where he had none for himself. He put it all into this company, and eventually it paid off, and now he's doing very well. And at the same time, he had SpaceX, another company, going, and now he's a billionaire. So it was a tremendous risk for him to do something like that. And when you study his documentary and you find out why he did something like that, it's very simple. It's very similar to a lot of other very rich people. They did this because they loved what they were doing. They didn't do it because of the money. Warren Buffett, he has a salary. Like, I can go on and on about it, but I guarantee you, like if you've studied him as much as I have, he loves his company he loves what he does to an exceptional extent, to a point if he didn't make much money from it, he still would be doing what he'd be doing. And so for Elon Musk, he admits that for his company, what he did was he literally, when he exited PayPal and he had that money, he admitted that, you know, he had no interest in the things in life that other people would do.